watching a splitting video. And again, 9 pounds 7 ounces on the scale. I notice how that gets small all of a sudden when I step over here. It's a huge chunk of wood. Hear that?
And again, we got her down to about the 150 mark now. It's a bark seam right there. Good split nevertheless. relation to my body. Again. Again, be aware of what you're watching, camera trickery on these wood splitting videos. This is what you typically see, and it's up on the chopping block in most videos. And then your cameras are down below and zooming in on this. Makes it look huge, but it's really not. The wood you see behind that wood is the big wood. That's big wood, and that's tough wood, and that's dense, heavy wood. So we've wrapped up the swinging for today. I want to talk for a few minutes about the FE8. I had some commentary on Mr. Killinger's channel about the FE8 specifically, and then also over on Urban Lumberjack's channel concerning axe eyes and what they're made to withstand Killinger and the Urban Lumberjack. And also to Mr. Rooster, and address Mr. Rooster as well. He suggested that I use gluts instead of doing all this actual work with the axe, and that's my intention, to use the axe. And Mr. Rooster's right. From a labor perspective, it would be best to drive in some gluts and split that wood, but I want to push the axe. I bought the axe to use as an axe. I've got hammers, and respectfully to him, but I wanted to see for myself and to show the general public what the axe portion of the FE8 is capable of, and it's certainly unbelievably capable. This is huge wood back here. Made that emphasis at the start and throughout the torture test parts 1 and 2. And truly, that's a good axe, and it's well hafted. But yes, sir, Mr. Rooster's correct. As far as the labor perspective and getting things done quicker, that would have been the thing to do. Actually, a chainsaw would have been the thing to do, or ultimately sit on the couch. And that's what this is all about, man, getting busy and being active. But we're going to come in, we're going to zoom in. I'm going to put the camera right here on me. We're going to look at the FE8 initially, and we're going to look at some axes and my experience with axe eyes. So here's the edge of the FE8. We see a few little bitty casting impurities, but this is from sanding from the factory. We'll turn up to the edge, and the toe and the heel and the edge itself are holding up very well. Okay, and I mean, we have really put this thing through the ringer, in my opinion. Of course, somebody using this thing commercially is going to push a little harder, and you may argue that nobody's going to use these commercially. I beg to differ, and I've got some figures about that in my own personal lifetime. And again, I emphasize this thing is huge. So leading into our next point, this is a Kelly Flint Edge 3.5 pound double bit. So you see the hugeness of the FE8 there compared to it. So looking at the True Temper Kelly Flint Edge, this was my late great uncle's, and this axe traveled from Michigan to Canada to Tennessee and everywhere in between. And original handle, and it's flatted on the back side from the factory. And we've made that point before, those of you that watched the restoration video. This edge is shaving sharp. And leading into the next point, my experience with axe eyes, repair and abuse and repair. And this is the Kelly, what I refer to as the half axe. I've used this in multiple cordwood challenges, and this is something else. So this was a gift to me, and I have experience secondhand and firsthand chopping up cars, car frames, car bodies for the purpose of recycling. And that is very much axe abuse. And this axe took that abuse, and rather than reshape this side of the bit, which I probably should have, hindsight being 20/20, I just went ahead and cut that off, and
I've been using it this way for years. The eye was not deformed at all. That's a factory handle there. And again, the flatted backside. So that's some of my experience with axe abuse. And there is an axe repair video on my channel in which I weld up an axe that is has a hairline crack that comes along and around through here. I weld it up on camera. Use that. It has an Otz-and-Koff handle on it. The end of it's painted yellow. If you'd like to see that throughout the videos, just kind of look for it. And this one is my extra large custom Hudson Bay axe. I broke the eye in it, completely broke it, and re-welded it and put it back into service. I use this axe exclusively to peel almost every log on my log cabin. And like I say, this is an extra large Hudson Bay 36-inch handle, and this is a real work axe. My father-in-law chopped out a giant weeping willow stump with this. Should have used an excavator, but felled the tree and then chopped the stump out with this axe. And this is the second handle. He went through the first handle on that stump job, and I'm talking subterranean, underground. We dug out around that and then chopped it out with this axe. And that's my thigh, obviously. That tells you about the size of this axe. And there's my hand again, the extra large Hudson Bay. And like I say, I broke this eye. I did, not my father-in-law. He broke the handle, I broke the eye, and we welded it back together, and still rocking and rolling to this day. So that's some of my experience with eyes. And then back to my great uncle. And again, axe eye abuse and experience. There you go. So I've cut this one open. Probably going to build a picaroon out of it. But so when you're involved in a discussion with me about an axe eye, axe abuse, believe you me that I know firsthand and secondhand. I know what an axe will take, and I know what it takes to repair it. And in my experience, you do not drive an axe with another steel tool, because this is what happens. I've done it myself, and I've seen others do it, and it destroys the tool. When you drive the axe with another steel tool, or you hit other steel tools with the axe, eventually this happens. The pole mushrooms, and you get a break, just like that. But driving wooden wedges, plastic wedges, I made the statement that specifically the FE8, it could drive in wooden and plastic wedges, or just beating wood in general. The FE8 will absorb that. Everything the average man can put out. So to put that in perspective, and I'm not going to call out a name. I don't want to upset anybody, but I think you've got a pretty good idea what that was. FE8. And the dual grip handle, yes, it is designed to be swung in that direction. Now, if this axe is designed to be swung in that direction, what would you think that Council Tools' intentions were for us to hit with that, swinging that in that direction? Well, I would say doorknobs, deadbolts, glass windows, door jambs, and plastic and wood wedges, and gluts, and wooden handled implements meant to be driven with an axe.